Let the bodies hit the flow. Lost tribes got the game in the figure four. Letting niggas know the revolution televised. This ain't a song, I'm just ripping it for exercise. See, I can end any fight with a close strike. Still giving all praise to the Most High. Slaying all them demons on God. Niggas out here acting like gods. Yeah, I wanna smoke with the squad. You can get shit, you can get shit. Slaying all them demons on God. Niggas out here acting like gods. Yeah, I wanna smoke with the squad. You can get shit, you can get shit. Shit. It's the home of the true hearted pavement. Niggas losing their integrity just to get paid. Could be some real niggas straight to the bottom of the basement. We gon' work with drug users when users they say shit, but now it's time to speak up and free our people. Slave and these crackers got us in their clutches. It's modern day slavery. It's a war. You can't win it when you have. Some niggas stable as water, some niggas can follow orders, some niggas don't know the niggas. My niggas across the border, they build walls and quarters, but nothing gon' stop the road, cause we building up an army with soldiers in every quarters. From Canada down to Florida, the London, we on the corners, calling white people devils, no apologies and order. We just prepare and slaughter for all these sons and their daughters who taught us to hate our fathers and brought us nothing but horrors, slaying nothing but demons until the Lord come redeem us. Battling Sadducees just like Jesus with Nicodemus. We believe that we're free, but we really don't know what free is. I promise you, until my seed receive the kingdom of slaying all them demons on God. Niggas out here acting like gods. Yeah, I wanna smoke with squad.
Canuck, you there?
Cut up on concert, I'm here.
All right, no sweat. Give me about 1 second. All right, let me get everything squared away. I gotta come. I don't know why my screen jumping like that. That's what I was trying to figure out. But either way, we'll get to
Cut
it.
up.
Hey, Shalom. Let me see if I can bring this brother up. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom, sir. Yeah, about going
Hey, I
on.
don't know why I'm on light like it's lightning or something.
Yeah, I like the background though. Strong palm. Shit, dope.
All right, cool. Can you see the whole thing on there?
Yeah, I see it.
I'm saying you see the whole everything. You see my whole screen.
Cut on kind.
All right, let me see what's going on. It's not supposed to happen. No.
Shalom, Trooper Canuck. Yeah, about Trooper Canuck.
Hey, Shalom, sorry, how about you Shabbat?
Oh, sign Christ, man. It's one hardcore trooper we got.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Damn right.
Boy, dependable, reliable.
Predictable, reliable. That's UPK stands.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right up on the
Hey, so this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, back in 1969. Hopefully, I'm coming through clear. Precinct Officer Kazak Damar. I got Precinct Officer Dawa Shab. All right, I got Trooper Canuck on here. We're about to go ahead and get it in. If you have any questions, go ahead and type it in. Holding it down for Captain Shawar. You know what I'm saying? Doing our thing tonight. So y'all let me know what y'all want to get into. All right. Other than that, y'all brothers got anything? What y'all want to talk about tonight?
Salaki, sir. I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
if okay, you know how Israel not allowed to divorce, right? But
Okay.
is are you able to marry a divorced woman that was divorced in the world?
What you mean? Every woman is doing what you want.
I'm saying like okay, all right, but like what I'm
What you
saying
mean by
like Salaki,
You in the Matrix, sir.
no. I said I had muted. I was waiting on his answer. I said, what you mean by divorced in the world? What you mean by that?
like you know, like go through the whole court process, or not in that, um just like lead a husband for whatever reason it may be.
I don't really understand. Like you're gonna have to
Like
elaborate. What
I
you mean?
think
Like, because like what I hear you saying, right, is when you say a sister that's divorced, she left her husband. Like the first thing go through my mind is every sister left their husband. You know, what you mean? She is in the truth and she left her husband? That's what you asking?
la sir, in the
What you
world.
mean when you say it? Yeah, like you gotta elaborate a little bit so I can make sure I answer the question correctly.
Like they was married and then they separated. So now she's not with the brother no more, or whatever the case may be.
They
We
separated like when?
shit, I mean, 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, like just separated.
Okay, so she was married, and then now she's not no longer with the brother. And you asking, can you court her or marry her? Is that what your
Yeah,
question
is
is?
it lawful for for a brother that's in the truth to, you know? Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Not specifically me. I'm just saying that was a question.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If you meet a sister, right? If you meet a sister and she's not married, right? She's single. Has she ever been married before?
Kind on one kind.
Okay, so what happened with her last marriage? Is she still married?
According to our rule, that's what I don't really know. Like according to our rule, like I would say yeah, but they ain't in the truth though.
Okay, so is okay. So how would you make it where she's not married again? How could she do that?
Probably what, get something in writing or to get in the truth, start her life all over.
Right. That's the only way. Other than that, she's a woman in the world. You know what I'm saying? But here's why I was asking you all these questions to give you an answer to your question. In the truth, the rules apply. Outside the truth, the rules do not apply. Precept.
Is it the one that's saying sin willfully?
Why would you say sin willfully?
Like the one would say, like, if you in the knowledge, if you before you have no knowledge of the truth, but now that you uh uh got knowledge of the truth, if sin willfully.
I mean, but does she have knowledge of the truth?
La sir.
So what are we talking about? All right, so this is what you have to understand about life, right? What you've chosen to do with your life, nobody else chooses to do with their life. Like even if you go by the scriptures, 2/3 of Israel will not ever change their life. Now, of course, in the Isupk, we fight to change that and make it and see if the Lord can save every single Israelite. You know what I'm saying? We want to make it 2/3 actually making it to the kingdom. However, the Lord already gave a prophecy on it, and without us changing on a grand scale, that prophecy will come true. So this is what you got to understand. You the only person you know in the truth. Everybody else is not in the truth. You can't treat a person that's not in the truth or expect the person that's not in the truth to behave like a person in the truth. You understand what I'm saying?
Kind of.
You know what precept I was getting to?
Nah, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Kanat, give me Romans chapter 8. Give me Romans chapter 8 real quick. We'll start there, and then I'll break it down to you.
Kind of concert. Romans 8 and what verse?
I want to start at 7. Let me get there real quick so I can see where we want to start at. But the point I'm trying to make is going to be at verse 7. Romans chapter 8. Let's see where we'll start at. Give me let's start at verse 1.
Kind, sir. Start at verse 1. The book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 1. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Yahushua, who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit.
So now this is important. Like when you start breaking down Paul, I automatically hear tambourines, see little white angel babies, and know that you can eat and do and say whatever you want. But that's not what he's talking about. So now when he said there's no condemnation for them that are in Christ, what is he talking? What does he mean by that? What does he mean by that? What does it mean to be condemned?
Is that to be condemned is like to be
if it's a it's wrong.
So, like I'm trying to find the right word for it. I'm trying to find the right word. Like when you condemn something, like you damn near like, oh, I ain't want to say like damn it, but
so if you don't know what a word means, what we do?
We look it up, sir.
Yeah, exactly. We talk too much trash in the Isupk to ever be wrong. we too confident with the Lord, with the spirit of the Most High in Christ to ever be wrong, especially in the information age. You say a wrong definition, somebody gonna go up and say they he teaching that condemnation is a something, right? I can't teach like that. I'm not allowed to. I will be thrown out of here. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. You understand? Give me that definition so we can make sure we're not wrong. If you need me to get it, I grab it. Tawashah, feel free to chime in anytime you like.
So I'm Salaki, sir. I might need you to grab it because my phone is on the stream. I can't.
All right, I got you. No sweat.
The one.
Let me bring up the other priest. Hey, is he in there? Y'all seen the shot?
Okay, he's buffering.
Okay, I was just making sure it wasn't just mine. All right, so listen, Romans chapter 8, verse 1, condemnation is what we're looking for, right?
Okay.
I don't know how to say none of the Greek words, but damnatory, that's one word you was using. You say damned.
Sir.
Right on. Condemnation, damned, a sentence. The biblical uses. I don't know. We might need to get a what's it called? We might need to get a
Bible dictionary, sir.
What they call it? Huh?
Do we need a Bible dictionary?
What's the name? The shock dictionary, man. I can't. We could get a. Let me see here. Bible dictionary. And damn.
Salaki, sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. express complete disapproval of, typically in public, that's to condemn, sentence to a particular punishment, especially death. Wait a minute. Sentence someone to a particular punishment, especially death. So to be condemned is to be put to death, sentenced, or somebody showing complete disapproval. Somebody say, can you hear me? Who said that?
No, that was me, sir. But never mind. I had to.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. So now when we go back to it, it says, read it again.
Sir. Romans chapter 8, verse 1. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Yahushua, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit.
All right, so now, if there is no condemnation, meaning no sentence, no punishment, you won't be sentenced to death, right? There is no condemnation to them which are in Christ Yahushua. What does that mean? What does that mean, Kana?
Like the people that walk after the manner of Yahushua, they won't be punished or condemned. I mean, they won't be damned or sentenced to death.
All right, good. So there is no sentence or death penalty to them that walk in Christ Yahushua, the Mashiach Yahushua, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit, right? So they ain't walking after their flesh no more. What does your flesh tell you to do? Sleep with whoever you feel like it. Eat whatever you want. Do whatever you feel like doing. If you want to murder somebody, if you want to do this, your flesh can tell you to do it, right? And if you do it, some of these things, there's a death penalty offense. Some of these things you can be put to death for doing. You understand, right?
Sir.
All right. So like if your body or your flesh want to get high or do whatever it wants to do, or if you know what I'm saying, want to be a whore or sleep with whores or whatever, that could be a death penalty offense. Sleeping with somebody else's wife is a death penalty offense. But you don't get the death penalty if you follow in Christ. Why? Because you would never sleep with nobody else's wife if you follow in Christ. You with it? Who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. You're not going to walk after what your flesh tells you to do. You're going to do it what the Spirit tells you to do. All right? Go ahead and read verse 2.
Verse 2. For the law of the Spirit of life is in Hamashiach Yahushua hath made me free from the law of sin and death.
There you go. There go the tambourines. There go the tambourines that was shot. You know what I'm saying? They go the whole get up and go. Now we just stop reading and start playing the drums and the organ and dancing and singing and jumping around and everything right there. For the law of the Spirit of life. No, for the law of the Spirit of life in Christ have made me free from the law of sin and death. So I got two priests up here. Can one of y'all tell me what the law of sin and death is? Not everybody at once.
Did you want to take a stab at it, Officer in the shot? All right. But what I'll say, if I may,
of life, sin, and death.
Oh, you got it?
Oh, okay. Hey, shalom.
It's the law, statutes, and commandments.
All right, what you was gonna say, though, Shaq?
You said the law of sin and death.
Yeah.
The judgment.
How about Shimei Shabbat?
Oh, he probably got a little lag.
Yeah, kind of.
You got a little lag, Nishak. Go ahead, Thawashak.
Kind of like the judgments that the Lord put in place that the priests carry out if you didn't keep the law of the Most High.
That's right. Canuck, what happened to you according to the law? This is a law class, right? What happened to you according to the law if you committed adultery?
I will be put to death.
Precept. I don't want y'all to just saying we here talking, man. This is a law class, so we're gonna read it out the book. By the way, the answer was right. I got some help. You know what I'm saying? I got some help. So no need not to get it. One of y'all got it?
It's like, sir, is it in Leviticus?
Yahweh said, obviously Yahweh said when Christ spared the sister. That's not the law. That's actually the law that Paul is actually talking about now, actually. Y'all got it?
Lies, sir. I don't know what.
All right. I forgot about you. You can't look up stuff, right? All right, don't hold you. All right, so it's Leviticus chapter 20. Go to Leviticus chapter 20, right? So, like you, verse 10. Let's see what it says. Nashak, you all caught up or you still in the matrix? You still lagging? Nashak, you there? All right, no sweat. Kanat, you got it?
Sir, I got it.
Go ahead, verse 10.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 10. And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
My bad. I told you, you was right. So now we see it in the law. If a man, right, committed adultery, you notice it say if a man committed adultery, right, with another man's wife. In the Christian church, what is adultery?
When a man sleep with another woman. So, Salaki, sorry, I didn't mean to just blur that like Salaki.
No, that's too wild. Go ahead. Them brothers ain't chiming in with me. They ain't rocking with me yet. So me and you are rocking out to Thawshav and the Shock want to join us. All right.
Kind, sir.
Go ahead.
Salaki,
You say what?
It's when a man sleep with another woman.
That's adultery. What else?
It's like, sir.
Yep, go ahead.
Are you asking like according to the Christian church, how they perceive it?
Yeah, according to the Christian church, what's adultery?
Premarital sex.
Oh, that'll be fornication, right?
Oh.
I think the brother had it right. You don't never hear about no woman committing adultery in no Christian church. She just slept with another man because her husband wasn't treating her right. You know what I'm saying? You hear about a man sleeping with a woman out that's other than his wife in the Christian church. That would be considered adultery, right? He's sleeping with another woman, right? But according to the Bible and what you just read, Canuck. What is adultery?
So like I said, it's when a man sleeps with another man's wife or his neighbor's wife.
That's right. That's what Trooper Mashah said. That's what the script said. Read it one more time.
Sir. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 10. And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
Nah, they should stay alive.
They shall surely be put to death.
Y'all see that? So this is the law of sin and death that Tawashah was bringing out. There is a sentence that comes along with some things, right? That's the law of sin and death. Sometimes an animal has to die, a dove, a bullock, a lamb, right? Something has to die. Sometimes it ain't that serious. You can use flour or you could just use the fruit of your lips. But for most of the things that we commit in here in America, idolatry, adultery, those things require a death. So when we go back to Romans, chapter 8, he's breaking this thing down. He said there is no sentence for them that's in Christ because they're not walking after the flesh. Now they're walking after the spirit. Verse 2 say, for the law of spirit of life in Christ have made me free from the law of sin and death. So now that we know what the law of sin and death is, meaning you die, you sin, you die. You sin, you're punished. You sin, you are condemned. That's the law of sin and death. Now, what is the law of the spirit of life?
Lucky, sir.
Yep.
Would it be would it be like the commandments and the statutes, like walking under the flesh, like how you were saying, like will tell you to smoke, get high, sleep with another man's wife, but the law of the spirit tell you to not commit adultery and not to fornicate or have or commit adultery, idolatry.
You right on it. You right on it. Right. The law of life is to be obedient to the Most High and to live, to not be condemned, to never have to be put to death or anything have to die for you and thing that you've done. Precept. I thought about 2 or 3 of them quick.
It's like it's the one there remaining no more sacrifice for sin.
Nah, you thinking too much. Give me
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tawashah. You got it.
I'll take a shot. I was gonna say Baruch 4:1.
That's the first one I thought of. Give me that one, Tawashah. Could not. Give me Deuteronomy 30 and 19. Let's go there. Let me get the Deuteronomy first, and then we'll get the Baruch.
Okay, so you said Deuteronomy 30 and 13?
19.
19? Okay, I got it.
Yep. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and cursings. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
So now this is Moses talking to the children of Israel, not everybody on the planet. He wasn't speaking to everybody that was walking, saying, I'm calling heaven and earth today against you, that I have set before you life and death. Now, we already said what the death was, right? The death was being obedient, the law of sin and death, right? If you do something wrong, you deserve death. Something has to die. You might have to die. You with me?
Con, sir.
All right, so then, therefore, choose life. What's the life? So that you and your seed may live. It's the opposite of that. It's the obedience. It's doing what you're supposed to do so that this thing bring life. The precept to that is what Thao Shab is holding right now. Go ahead and give it to him, Thao Shab.
So like, sir, every time I back out to pull it up on electronically.
Oh, okay. All right, no sweat.
Allow me to read.
All right, no sweat. I'll grab it. This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. You stay right there, Romans 8, Kanak. I got you. Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1 says, this is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. How long? Forever. See, when I read it for myself, I got to do the pauses. It sound weird. How long it lasts? Forever. Till Christ died. No, forever. This is the book of the commandments and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. So now, you know what the death is. That's not following the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what the life is. That's keeping it. You with me, Kanak?
Con, sir.
All right. So now this is all Paul is talking about. So this is why I be tripping when people be saying like Paul was saying something against the law, because he speaks to those that know the law. He was a Pharisee. His father was a Pharisee. He was raised in the house of people. He was slaying people that he thought wasn't keeping the law because they were saying that you have grace under the misconception. You feel me? So now back to it. For the law of the spirit of life in Christ, Yahushua, have made me free from the law of sin and death. Meaning because I now follow and keep the law, following behind Christ, right? Now I don't have to worry about being condemned, being put to death, nothing having to die, the curses that come along with it. You with me? Because it's about to get I don't know. The water can get muddy if you're still holding on to Christianity at this point. Go ahead and give me verse 3.
Con, sir. The book of Romans chapter 8, verse 3. For what the law could not do, and that it was weak through the flesh, God sending his own son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh.
Condemned what?
Sin in the flesh.
That word condemned mean what? Sentenced or put to death, right? He didn't say he killed the law. He didn't say he put to death the law. He sentenced sin. He condemned sin and put sin to death. So now, if you're not against the Most High, why would you be dying? If you're a spiritual being and you tapped in with the source of life, why would you ever die? What that mean? There's two things going on here, right? You got to think of what he keep talking about, the flesh and the spirit. Oh, we at verse 4? Nope, verse 3. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh. Now, what is that saying? Is that saying something was wrong with the law? Anybody?
Law, sir.
So what made the law weak?
We did.
Why? What about us made the law weak?
Our flesh, our desires of the flesh made the law weak.
What does that mean? It's the whole chapter 6, I believe it is, in Romans. Might be 7, but that's what he talking about the whole time. That I do not. That I don't want to do, I do. All of this that people can't never understand. It's a battle that's going on. right? And people say the battle is good and evil, but it's a battle between the spirit of God and your flesh. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 4. That the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit.
That the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us. What is the righteousness of the law?
It's like I say, is it the spirit of doing the law?
Okay, it's the same thing as saying life. What is the righteousness of the law? You was on it.
So like you say, what is the righteousness of life?
No, yeah, what it say? The righteousness of the law. It says that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us. What is the righteousness of the law? That's for anybody. They ain't just cannot. Anybody can jump in at any time. Y'all can put it in the chat. I can see that too.
It's lucky, sir.
Go ahead.
I'm kind of, I don't know if I was in the shop still in the matrix, but I'll take a stab at it. I'll say faith, but faith without works is dead. Like your works or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely where I wanted to go. But what is the righteousness of the law? I'm re-asking.
Is it the acts, sir? So the acts of doing the law?
What acts? What acts?
Following the law, statutes, and commandments. Not sleeping with somebody's wife. Not committing adultery. Not eating shrimp, pork, crab, or lobster. Not celebrating Christmas or birthdays.
That's the act of being righteous, right? But okay, give me Deuteronomy 28:1. Let me show you the righteousness of the law. The righteousness of the law is that the law works for you. The law is there to save your life. The law is there so you can be great. The law don't do as much for the Most High as it does for us. Isupk, are you there? Isupk, you there? All right. Isupk, you ain't got that big Bible with you either?
Yeah, man. They done robbed me from my Bible, man.
You got it? Or you don't got it?
Nah, I ain't got it.
Can you hear me?
All right, no sweat.
I got it, sir.
Go ahead. Where we at?
Deuteronomy 28:1.
Yep.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Above what?
All nations of the earth.
So now, there's a statement that's made about what happens when you keep the law, right? What is say gonna happen, Canuck, if you do it?
That the Lord will put thee on high above all nations on the earth.
Now just imagine this. If God of the Bible told you that lying was wrong, and you kept these laws, statutes, and commandments and did not get set on high, wouldn't that be crazy?
Sir.
That's crazy, right?
Right.
Now remember in Romans 9, the very next one, where Paul asked, is there unrighteousness with God? What was the answer?
God forbid.
Hell no, ain't no unrighteousness with God. So God is righteous. If he said he's going to do something, he's going to do it. So what is the righteousness of the law? You just read it.
That the Lord will set us on high?
That there are benefits to keeping the law. The law is life. The law is going to set you on high. Give me Deuteronomy 4 and 6 real quick. Or yeah, give me Deuteronomy 4 and 5. Something good is supposed to happen to you if you keeping the law. Thus saith the Lord. They ain't me making that up. We reading it.
Come.
And just for the sake of throwing this out there, I've talked to Christians that say you should not look for a reward for serving God. They know who they was talking to, Canuck. Go ahead, I'll read it.
Come, sir. Deuteronomy chapter 4. You want me to start at 4 or start at 5, sir?
5, verse 5.
Come. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it.
So Moses is saying, I'm teaching you these laws, and this is what you should do when you go into the land and possess it. Keep going.
Come. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
That's number one, right? We're supposed to be a wise and understanding people, and this is our wisdom and our knowledge and our understanding is these laws, statutes, and commandments. These are precepts. Now, with a wise man, right, there comes rewards. There comes things that the Lord has already promised us was going to happen. One of them is this next verse. Read the next verse.
Sir.
And this is a question that the heathens or the other nations would be asking if we served our God and did what he told us to do. Go ahead.
Verse 7. For what nation is there so great who hath God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for?
Oh, yeah, that means if we are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, our wants and desires are lining up with the Most High, who is the creator of heaven and earth and the controller of all things. Now, if we don't want accord, then we want what he wants. So what would we be asking him for? Exactly what our king told us to ask him for. That his will be done in the earth. And what is his will? Canuck? What is the Lord's will in the earth?
Select, sir.
Go ahead.
That blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans rule the earth.
That's Deuteronomy 28:1, right? That we follow him and we be raised high above all nations on the face of the earth. That's the Lord's will. That's the law of righteousness. Him doing what he said we was going to do because we doing what he told us to do. You get it? Tawshah, you want to chime in?
Nah, sir. It's heavy what you bringing out. Listen.
Yeah, so look. All right, so give me real quick before we go back. What Tawshah said, the law of righteousness comes with faith, and he was right. Give me Hebrews chapter 11 real quick, and then we'll get back to the point. Hey, Canuck, if somebody else would have asked a question, I would have gave you a short answer. Anybody else got any questions, you can go ahead and ask them in the chat. Otherwise, we're gonna take our time.
I'm with it, sir. I'm all with it. You say Hebrews chapter 11?
All right, no sweat. Yeah. Give me verse 1.
Come, sir. The book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
All right. So now here we go. We talking about faith, right? So now us living here in America in the so and so days that you've been born, that you've been living, right? Have been told by some black Hebrew Israelites. I'm using that term on purpose. Y'all know we don't use that term. It's like calling me a nigga. But anyways, told by the black Hebrew Israelites that we was going to rule the earth and that we was going to have slaves and that God was going to raise us up above everybody else, right? And then we got to wake up and go to our slavery tomorrow. And then we got to, whatever. We got child support. We got this. We got that. We got, crooked police. We getting shot in the street. Everything that we talk about every week at camp. This is what our reality is. But we've been told that we was great and that we was superior and that we was going to be on top. Right? That's the substance of things not seen, if you believe that. That's the evidence of things not seen. The substance of things that we are hoping for. That's putting our faith and trust. Some people do it with $1. They do it with money. Some people do it with their woman. They do it with their job and their career. They trust in that, right? They've been given evidence that money can get you some things that you want, and it can. The scriptures even say money is a tool or defense, I believe it says, right? So they put their faith in that. Us who ain't got no money, well, we got to put our faith in. We put our faith in the Most High, the creator of heaven and earth. We put our faith in this book that was passed down to us. It say, for what was written aforetime was written for our learning that we might have hope. Right? The evidence of things hoped for is faith. So the law of righteousness walks right into faith, because without faith, you can never serve God. You don't believe me, do you? Because I'm just making that up. He just saying whatever it sound good. Give me verse 6, Kanat.
Come, sir. Verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is.
Stop right there. Stop right there. But without faith, if you don't believe in this book, it ain't going to work for you. If you don't believe in the law, it's not going to work for you. If you don't believe in what Christ already did, it's not going to work for you. You're going to continue to have faith in your job, your money, your hustle, the trap, whatever it is, the stripper pole, whatever it is you have faith in that's going to guide you, you'll continue to have faith in that. It's impossible to please God when you don't believe in him. Right? He that cometh to God must believe that he is. He is what? The power. He is what? The Most High. In control, the creator. Go ahead.
Salak, sir, if I may, because what you're saying is so heavy. If I may, I wanted to chime in a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead. That's why you up here, man.
Both side Christ. So, cause it goes along with what you were just saying. Like we expect something by keeping the commandments, and we understand that there's a reward behind it, like what you just read in Deuteronomy 28:1. You get what I'm saying? And that goes with any goal or any standard that we set, even on the left-hand side. If somebody want to be in the music industry, if somebody want to be a basketball player, they understand they don't just go from point A all the way to point B. There's other levels and steps that they have to take in order to reach their ultimate goal. You get what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with serving the Most High. We know the end goal is rulership. You know what I'm saying? So you have to work towards that. You know what I'm saying? The same way somebody goes to the gym and dribble and do 100 layups until the gym closes, because he understands this is what it takes to get in the NBA or get into whatever field or goal they're trying to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? So that's right. All I want to say, sir.
Right. That's real. They have faith that it's a lot of people that not spent time with their family. They on this job trying to see if they're gonna become partner or whatever they call it. You know what I'm saying? And they done took time away from their kids and all of this in order for hold on, let me see if I can get this back right. I've been trying stuff. In order for them to become whatever they thought they was going to become. You feel me? So you absolutely right about that. I done messed up something. I don't know how to get. All right, trying to learn this. It's all good. Yeah. So without faith, it is impossible to please. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is that he is, meaning that he is the most. And read the rest of it.
Sir.
Yeah.
For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
So what that mean right there?
So like sir, like how both of you and Officer Thawshaw was saying that once if you follow in the will of the Lord, you will get rewarded. Like he stand on his word. Like you do what he tell you to do, you get the blessings.
Right.
Of doing what he telling you to do. You get the reward of following the commandments of
okay,
serving.
So what's that blessing? What's that blessing?
To rulership.
That's correct, according to what we just read, right? Exactly. So that's the point. If you want to that's the law of righteousness. Look, read the next one.
Kind of, sir.
So you can see how this all tying together.
Verse 7. By faith, Noah, being warned of God, by faith, Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith.
You see that? By Noah following what the Most High said to do, he became heir of the righteousness that is by faith. You get it?
Sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I made, I was gonna say, if you drag my image and like move it to the side, it should go back to how it was. Like click on my picture.
I don't know. I think I messed it up. It's all good. All right, but I want y'all to see something was more important. By faith, Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet, right? He telling them something gonna happen, and you got to believe in that, right? Being warned of God of things not seen as of yet, he moved with fear. That's what keeping the law, statutes, and commandments is. You moving with fear. Is you seeing what's going on and saying, all right, look, I'm afraid of what will happen to me. That law of sin and death that it's talking about, I'm afraid of that, right? I'm afraid of not fulfilling my purpose of being rulers and being in authority and making sure that the earth runs the way it's supposed to. I'm afraid of that. So I'm going to do what the Lord said to do and hope for the best. That's faith. He moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world, right? There go that word condemned again. He put to death the world and saved his house and became heir of righteousness. So doing what the Lord says do, you become an heir. That is the law of righteousness. Y'all got that or no? I think y'all forgot all about where we was at. Let's get Romans chapter 8 again. That boy done went all the way around the world to prove that point.
Yeah. Okay.
What
The
verse you
book of
was
Rum.
at?
Salaki, sir. I think at
I think it was 4. I think it was 4.
Let
me look.
Yeah, it was 4, sir.
It was all right, good.
It was 4.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
The book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 4. That the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit.
So, what is the law of righteousness, Kanat?
The law of righteousness?
Yeah.
The law. I mean, to like this.
Give me that. The law of righteousness is.
Salak, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, unless you want to take another shot, True.
Yeah, if you want to take another stab at it, go ahead, Kanat.
No, it's a law. Go ahead. I got all that what you just said in my mind, so I'm trying to flip through like what, like you know, I had the answer at first,
Yeah, it ain't. So go ahead, Thawashah. He said he don't want to deal with it.
Karokan, law of righteousness will be the blessings for you keeping your faith in the law and doing what the Lord tell you to do.
Okay, you own it. The law of righteousness. What did we just read about Noah?
He obeyed the Most High, and
what did he receive?
Life.
Yeah. What it said. Do you remember? You was the one reading it.
So he became the heir.
He became the heir, right? Of righteousness and condemned the world. So the law of righteousness is serving and doing what the Lord said to do and receiving an inheritance, becoming an heir, getting something out of it because you kept the law, because you did what the Lord said to do. All right. So it says that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled. The righteousness of the law is that if you do it, you become heirs, you become children, the sons of God. You know what I'm saying? That it might be fulfilled for us who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit. Go ahead to verse 5.
Come, sir. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh.
So those people that are after the flesh, those people in the world, they're going to do whatever they flesh tell them to do, Canal. They say roll up, roll up. They say go sleep with her, even though she belonged to somebody else. Go sleep with her, because even though she belonged to somebody else. They say sleep with him, even though he's not your husband. She gonna go sleep with him, right? They say sleep all day and never go take care of your family. Don't do nothing. That's what you're gonna do, because that's what your flesh telling you to do. It say eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster because it tastes so good and so delicious. That's what it's going to do. That's what your flesh going to do. Right? For they that are after the flesh mind the things of the flesh. That's where you at, right?
Come, sir.
And they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. So you got two things going on, just like I told you. And this is what I was trying to tell you at the beginning. Those people who are not in the truth don't care nothing about what the law say. Those people that are not in the truth don't care nothing about what you trying to learn and what you trying to lay down and what you telling them about this. Oh, they don't care nothing about if you saying that, eating certain foods are wrong. I'm going to eat what I want to eat. But that nigga Boosie say he'll shoot a bird at God if he told him not to eat pork. You familiar with that, Canuck, right?
That nigga there, I couldn't even say I even like Boosie no more after he said that.
That's because you care about the things of the spirit. Now you don't even understand. It was just a carnal moment. I mean, he can sit up there and every time you see him, he's smoking weed. He can't stop. And nobody has a problem with that. It's the same thing. It's just not. Read the next verse. Let's go and get to it so I can get to the point. Nobody else ain't asked no questions in the chat, right? Nobody else had no questions, but Canuck. I spent another hour answering this one question. Go ahead, Thought Shop. You had something?
So I was gonna mention I did see a question from I think Trooper Razan.
All right, no sweat. I got it.
Okay.
For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. For to be carnally minded is death. Hey.
We already talked about that, right? You understand life and death? Condemnation, being put to death, being sentenced. You understand that, right? But if you ain't breaking no laws, if you're not being disobedient, then there is no sentence. There is no condemnation. You perfect. You doing what you told. You in the right. You deserve to be an heir of all things. You deserve life. You deserve Deuteronomy 28:1. You see what he's talking about right here?
Sir.
Now, if anybody ever read this in the Christian church, they would not see the same thing you see.
So, like you, sir, what I was going to say, if I may, maybe they should have read. I often to say maybe they should have read down past verse 2, because it right here is
no. Verse 2 is the tamarines and the drum and the shouting. We got to go no further. Well, we got to go further. We is free. We free.
It really explains it all, sir. Right? It's like it. I don't see how the hell you can't understand that. A babe can understand.
Because all them precepts that we just went through the Bible to go get, they don't have them. You could take the Bible out of context when you don't know the Bible. There's certain things that you know. You know what it's talking about because we specifying it as we go. That's why I took you all the way around the world to answer a simple question I could have gave you, right? That's what we do. Read verse 6 again.
Okay. For to be carnally minded is death. But to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
So the life that we have chose, right, is peace and life. That's why we don't follow our own desires, but we search and try to find the desires of God, the desires of the Lord, the desires of our King, Yahushua, right? That's life and peace. To be carnally minded is death, meaning like you're going to get your desires, but the Most High, who's in control of all things, his desires are being neglected. And therefore, when it comes time to bless you, you're going to get curses. This is what it says in Deuteronomy 30:19. I presented before you life and death, blessings and curses. Therefore, choose life. Everybody he was talking about was alive. He wasn't talking about just regular life. He was talking about a life where you are the heirs. He was talking about a life where you receive an inheritance. You are the sons of God. Where God, look what it said in Deuteronomy 6. What people have a God so nigh unto them that he is give them whatever they asking for. Something like that. Paraphrasing, right? This is what Paul is talking about. Stop serving yourself in order to serve the Most High and then to respect the reward that he's promised you already. Go ahead,
Karo Khan, if I may, you know what I'm saying, the point you bringing out is heavy, man, because, you know, even with reading that verse in Romans, the verse 6, right? Like the death, right, cannot, it's not always mentioning like a literal physical death. You get what I'm saying? Like there's sometimes some things on this earth that you can go through that will make you want to die, but the Lord will keep you alive in it just so you can feel the punishment for disobeying him. You dig what I'm saying? Like you can be alive and still be spiritually dead. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like that's how the Lord plays. You know what I'm saying? Like death is not the easy way out. You know what I'm saying? He'll always make sure you get your punishment, even while you breathing.
Right. Like even look, even Job, right, who was a righteous man, but when the Lord took his hand off of him, he lost his kids, he lost his career, he lost his money, he lost his ruler, she lost everything, right? And the Lord did not allow him to die. He said, well, Satan, don't even let him die. So just imagine that was just a test. But just imagine if you earned that punishment, if this is a condemnation, if it's a sentence for something you did that was against the Most High, how much worse could it get? You feel me? That's why it's people that's going through hell right now, and we see them. Or you go out and you feed the homeless, you're going to see them people sleeping out there where the rats sleep at. They out there with them. You know what I'm saying? Things happening, you looking like, man, they lost everything in their life. They don't even know how to get back, how to shake back. They ain't got nobody they can call. That's the hell of disobeying the Most High. And if you ain't do it this time, you did it when you was here before. Your daddy did it. What it said, punishing the putting the sins on the children to the third and fourth generation. Like you might still be reaping what your daddy sowed, like to the point where if we are righteous enough, what it said in Deuteronomy 30 and 19, therefore choose life so thou and thy seed may live. So you ain't just doing it for yourself, you doing it for your jits too. Right? It's crazy. Now, back to the question the brother asked. Verse 7. Canuck.
Sir. Book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against God.
So that word enmity has the same root word as enemy, meaning like those two are fighting. Your carnal mind is telling you to go and sleep with whores or go in to sleep with men that's not your husband, or to go out and do every manner of evil, or to be a murderer, or to be a adulterer, or to be a drug dealer, or to be a whore or a stripper. These things are all carnal. That is at war. It's an enemy of God. Your carnal mind is what the problem is. Remember I asked you, was there something wrong with the law? You was like, no. So why was the law weak? You said because of us, because of our flesh. This is why the angels don't go against God. They flesh ain't telling them to do nothing against God. They all spirit, and they was created by the spirit. But us, we go against the Most High. Now, the carnal mind is enmity against God. Now, check this part out, Canuck, and this is the answer to your question. Go ahead.
Sir. For it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be.
So the carnal mind, let's just change the carnal mind. Let's just say a woman in the world or a nigga in the world. Let's use that right there. So a nigga in the world is an enemy of God. He is not subject to the law of God. Neither indeed can he be. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. He that cometh to God must believe that he's God. Meaning, if you ain't giving God, the Most High, no authority over your life, then you're doing whatever you want to do. You're not subject to no laws. So when we're talking about a woman who left her husband, she didn't care about what the Lord said when she left her husband. A man who leaves his wife, he didn't care nothing about what the Lord said when he's leaving his wife. You follow me there, right?
Kind.
Okay. So to talk about having a righteous marriage that's endorsed, blessed by the Most High, the way the Most High set it up. Think about this for a minute, Kanat. It's kind of heavy. I'm just throwing, it's a sidebar. Let me throw this out there in the midst of this conversation. Eve destroyed all mankind, right? With her seeing it and bringing it back. And that nigga Adam stayed with her. Think about that for a minute, Kanat. Think about that. You feel me?
It's lucky.
Yeah.
I was finna say if there was ever a reason for a man to leave his rib, that should have been at least an exception for what she did. It's lucky.
Yeah, Salakia. Nah, that's what I'm saying. But the point being is that's the first family we see in the Bible. So like that is what we're talking about. But look at how we is now. That bitch get on my nerves. I'm out of here. That nigga lost his job. I'm out of here. The nigga at work treat me better than him. I'm out of here. I just met this new little thing I got. I'm out of here. Everything is an excuse for somebody to not be together. That's the ways of the world. That's that carnal mind, right? That's not how the Lord ordained marriage. But here's the problem. In our society, nobody is teaching somebody how to properly deal with marriage. She didn't have the counsel that you had because you left every woman that you was with in the world until you found the truth. Once you got what you wanted from them, you was gone. Once she got what she wanted from him, she was gone. So what's the goal when it comes to dealing with a woman in the world that left her husband? What's the goal? If you're going to deal with her at all. Because you could be wasting your time. You could just be the next nigga she leave. Salakia. You could be the next nigga she leave. Some brothers, that's what they're looking for. That's what they want. They want to be the next nigga she leave because they don't want the responsibility that comes with being a husband to her anyway. Right?
Kind, sir.
So when we asking these questions of can you, then what is the answer? What's the answer?
Yeah. I mean, they not in the law.
No. Okay, let me re-ask it. What question are you really asking?
Shit, you don't answer this, sir. So like, because it's
what question are you really asking when you ask, can you do that?
I'm asking, is it lawful?
Is it lawful to be with a woman that is divorced, correct?
What kind?
What does the law say?
The law say you ain't supposed to sleep with another man's wife.
Okay. According to the law, he wrote her a bill of divorcement. Can she be with another man?
The law say no.
Show me the precept.
It's like once.
Oh man, I wish Nishak was in here.
So like, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would it be when Yahushua said, what the Lord had put together, that no man put asunder?
What that mean?
Unless it
that's
be
really
for,
talking about. That's more so talking about marriage, though. You know what I'm saying?
where it says unless don't you can't put her away unless she committed fornication or adultery.
That's also about marriage.
Oh.
These things only matter to people that's in the truth. So brothers in the truth, talking about marrying a woman that is outside of the truth, right? That left her last husband.
Okay. So like I thought you was talking about the bill of divorce part.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So like,
I am.
so like I said,
no, I'm not talking about the bill of divorce. That's done. She left him. She's a sinner. She left her husband. But let's say that she was married to a man and he did give her a bill of divorce.
so
now,
like I said.
Yep.
No, go ahead, sir. I didn't mean to cut you off. I might need to hear what you finna say before I answer. So like I said, I might need to hear what you finna say before I ask the questions. That's what I'm saying. Like Salaki, you might explain it. About to say.
No, my question wasn't about the divorce at all. It was about once you are divorced, can you remarry, right?
It's a Salaki, sir. I thought you're supposed to be. I thought they're supposed to be. They can't remarry unless their husband die. Unless the spouse dies. So.
No, that's what the Lord said. That's what the Lord said, right?
Right.
Did this bitch listen to the Lord?
No.
Salaki, sir.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. She don't listen to the Lord. She left. She's a sinner. Now,
Salaki, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, my bad. You got it.
No, I was just gonna ask, can you marry a sinner? Can you marry a woman in the world? Is there a law against that?
You can marry a woman in the world.
What if she's already had sex with somebody? She's not a virgin. Can you marry her?
Okay.
Remember the first thing, my first response could not, in this society, what woman has not already been married when you meet her? It's very seldom that you find a woman that's never been with a man before in American society, right? And they all left their husbands or their husbands left them, just like you left every woman you had in the world. So you left a woman, you were a sinner, right? You came in and became new. What your goal would be in marrying somebody like that is to reform them from being a sinner and to teach them the law, statutes, and commandments to get them the faith that is required to serve God. Else you just gonna be the next nigga that she leave.
Okay.
Is it a sin to start a union that's supposed to last forever with somebody you know is not going to be around?
Not supposed to marry a horse.
That's correct. That's correct. It's unbrotherly for you to marry a woman that's lost, that's just giving her body to everybody, just so you can say she left me. Did you commit a sin? Not necessarily, but you got to remember what the law stands on, how you treat the Most High and how you treat brothers and sisters. Are you going to take advantage of a woman who gives everybody her box and breaks up with them after she get done? That sound righteous? You think our King Yahushua taught that?
Right.
Absolutely not. So no, it's not unlawful to marry a woman, but I would tell you this. If you're a brother in the truth and you're trying to be better than every other nigga in the world that's just gonna take advantage of that sister and throw her away or allow her to throw them away because she don't know how to be loved or how to love or nothing about God or nothing about the scriptures or nothing about the law or nothing about marriage or nothing. Yeah, it's wrong. Not necessarily unlawful, but I can guarantee you this: our King Yahushua didn't lay it down for that. He laid it down for a man to never to stay with a woman forever unless she committed adultery. He laid it down. So if you're going to get with this whore that you know left her last husband, you better try to put her through some type of rehab that she ain't out sleeping with everybody else she get her hands on while she married to you. You see what I'm saying? It's important.
Sir. So
I hope I answered your question with all of that. Maybe I got you more confused now, huh?
Nah. It's definitely a bullseye. It's like saying like how you said, brother. Like, no, it ain't unlawful, but nigga, you gotta be a step ahead of all that. Like just because it ain't unlawful don't mean that like the whole spirit of the act is right.
There you go. Everything lawful ain't expedient. That's exactly what it is. It's an opportunity, but but remember, let me give you this one right here. Let me give you this one right here, because if you're trying to be a man in the truth, hold on.
Slug, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I'm not mistaken, I think in James it says all unrighteousness is that sin, something like that. Is that in James or something like that?
He said he said you break one law, you break them all, or all unrighteousness, or to know to do right and don't is a sin, is what he said.
Okay, God.
That's what you talk. That's what you talk about, or you talking about another one?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. God.
Oh, I was gonna say sometimes you be knowing you be quoting some different ones. I'll be like, oh, I ain't know about that one.
I ain't armed today.
I ain't armed. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. Off the dome. Where's my snare?
Oh man, it's Ecclesiasticus, I believe it is. Let me see. Give me Ecclesiasticus 26. Let's go there real quick, and then I'll get the other brother's question. 26. Let me get there real quick with you. I'm gonna tell you where I want you to start at. Ecclesiasticus 26 is some game, right? It's some game. Now, let me see here. Oh man, I can't find it. Thawashah, where's the one that says? Hold on. It says a righteous man will escape her. You know what I'm talking about?
Cuddle Khan, is that in Ecclesiastes? Where is
it might
armed
be
as bands?
Bands and snares.
Cuddle Khan.
Let me see if that's it. Give me verse 23 though, 26 and 23 while we there. Kanat.
Khan, sir. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26, verse 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman Oh, Salaki.
Uh-oh. No, go ahead. Keep going.
Salaki. But a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord.
Now, how does that tie into what we talking about?
Sure. If Salaki, if a man is thinking carnally minded and thinking of the flesh, thinking wickedly, he gonna run into what he always pursuing. A wicked woman just gonna be on the same level he on. What they call it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Remember we was reading about your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the Lord gives you. The law is filled with that thing right there. And the law is based on brotherhood. The spirit behind the entire law is brotherhood. So if you understand that, you understand like the way you gonna carry yourself, what you supposed to be, how you supposed to be. You supposed to have some level of discernment of what's righteous and what's not. You feel what I'm saying? You supposed to be able to see through the act. You're supposed to be a person that picks differently, chooses women differently than you did in the world. Because now you know better. Now you know you got to put up with whatever you deal with. Now you look at something different besides what she looked like and what kind of job she got or what niggas in the world look for. So when you get here, it's telling you now a wicked woman is given in portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. This is twofold or manifold. It's one way to break this down. The way that I'm breaking it down right now is you got that wicked woman because you chose that wicked woman. You know what she all about, but you just got to get in there and get you a piece of that. Now, because of what you say you stand for, you got to stick with it. You understand?
God,
you know what she did to her last husband. You know what type of life she lived. If you don't reform her, if you don't bring her through the straight gate, if you don't baptize her, you could expect for her to do the same thing.
Lucky, sir.
You feel me?
Kind, sir. Kind on one kind.
All right,
That's
give
heavy.
me Ecclesiastes. Go ahead.
No, I was saying that's heavy, sir. Salaki.
Sir,
Ecclesiastes 7:26. Go ahead.
Karoka. That's a heavy point you bringing. It's like when Yahweh Shah said being born again. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to start brand new. And a woman that has a past and the same past that you had, you know what I'm saying? What you had to do is transform yourself. So you have to give her the same opportunity to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. And she
all
might not do it though.
Right.
She might not do it.
Right.
But you have to control yourself long enough to find out if she is or she not. Because she might act like she gonna do it because she's carnal. Yeah, I go to your little feast day. I go to your little class. I put this little wrap on my head. Just give me what I want from you so I can throw you away like I did every other nigga. It's possible. I might know what I'm talking about, Kanat. I might. You got that script?
You dead on it, sir. You dead on it. Salaki. Yeah, because that's what they do. They fake the phone just long enough to get what they want, and then they out of there.
So now you become the victim just like women are to men in the world.
Right.
Don't be that dude. Don't be him. Ecclesiastes 7:26. Let's break it down.
So, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 26. And I find, Salaki, excuse my friend. Salaki. And I find more bitter than death the woman, whose heart is snares and nets.
What's on her mind? Let me trap him. Let me cut him down. Let me chop him down. You feel me? Go ahead.
Kind. And her hands as bands.
She gonna bound you up, right? Turn you into a mummy. Go ahead.
Kind. Whoso pleases the Most High shall escape from her.
Stop right there.
But
Flip that around. If you please this woman, God gonna escape you. But if you please God, this woman gonna escape you. You get that, right?
Kind of.
But
Like
they go to but. Go ahead with the but.
kind of. But the sinner shall be taken by her.
Hey, I'm gonna let the script speak unless you need it broke down. You understand that, right? Everybody understand that? Everybody get that? All I can tell you is choose wisely. Choose wisely. You are who you sleep with. You are who you marry. The wicked woman is given to a righteous man. Is that what it said?
It's like it, sir. It says given to a wicked man.
Yeah. Once upon a time, I was married to a wicked woman. I was checking myself every day, like, what am I doing wrong, Lord? I am the wickedest nigga alive. I gotta be. You feel me out?
No, what kind, sir? I think we can this.
If your woman's wicked, check yourself out. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, for real, sir. It's lucky. What you saying is heavy. That shit is true because you do be checking. You like, damn. That bitch like this. She, what the hell am I doing? Lord, what did I do to offend you?
What have I done to piss the Lord off that this is what I got? This is what I've been blessed with.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll be doing that shit. Fuck you.
Hey. All right, so did I answer your question up?
More than one time, sir. So lucky.
All right, most high Christ. All right, so let me get go ahead. You said Salagi?
No, I said Tawada, sir.
Oh, okay. Most High Christ. Let me get Genesis 1 and 26. Genesis 1 and 26. Matter of fact, let's go to Genesis 1 and 1.
Kind. The book of Genesis, chapter.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. The book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth.
So in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. All right, so for the brother that asked this question, if you look up that word God in the Hebrew, you'll get a word Elohim. The word Elohim, right? For the fake Jewish people that's in here just listening to our class because of Kyrie Irving and Kanye West, the word would be Elohim, right? Elohim is plural. So in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. That God is plural in the Hebrew. Now, why would it be plural? Are there multiple gods? Is the Bible wrong? Is there something cryptic in the information? Or have we been lied to about what the creation story is actually conveying? Give me verse 2. Nope, matter of fact, give me verse 3.
Kind. Verse 3. And God said, let there be light. And there was light.
So Elohim, right, could be translated into judges, rulers, powers, authority, God, those that act as God, so on and so forth. This is all the definitions of what it's talking about. So this is what's happening. General Muhammad just broke this down last week, right? It's like a military operation, right? They said Barack Obama got what's his name? Bin Laden. They said Barack Obama captured Bin Laden. Barack Obama ain't lead the presidential suite. He didn't lead. The Most High ain't lead the presidential suite, right? He sent somebody. Now, being that we live after and we got John chapter 1, we can break this down and know that the word, which later was placed in a body and became Christ, this is the word of God, right? In the beginning, telling the angels what to do. The angels do it. They report back, and then God tells them whether it's done right. So it says, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. What does it say in verse 4?
Kind of, sir. And God called the light day.
Verse 4. Verse 4.
Oh, so like you, sir. My bad. That's verse 1. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness.
All right. So, and God saw the light. Now, if he created the light and then he saw the light, why didn't he see it when he was creating it? I already gave you the answer. Right? This is the angels reporting back to the Most High with the work that he wanted done, saying, this is what we're doing. There's a council in heaven. You have the Most High, right? And then you have the angels that do his work or do his will. Who asked this question? Who is that? Razan? Who asked this question? Let me see who asked this question. Yeah, I think it was Razan. I can't see.
Yeah, it's
that Psalms 82? All right. So
Psalms 82 and 6.
Is it that I'm looking for?
Yeah, God's.
No. 82 and 1.
All right, come God.
Hold that for me real quick. All right, so when we go down to the verse 26, right? Nah, go ahead. Let's read that while we're there.
Read the Psalm, sir?
Yeah, Psalms 80. Is it 82 and 1? I think it's 82 and 1.
Come on. The book of Psalms, chapter 82, verse 1. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty, and he judgeth among the gods.
Now, the first God you see there is capital, right?
Okay.
The second God you see there, is it capital?
Lie, sir.
Now, they probably the same word in Hebrew. I'm looking right now. Let me look. They probably the same word in Hebrew. Psalms 82 and 1. Why is one capitalized and one is not? Anybody?
Lucky, sir.
Yep.
Because one is talking about the Most High power, and the other one is talking about the angels.
Right. But in the Hebrew, it's the same. That word is the same word that they use right there in Genesis 1. So how can you differentiate when it's got, I'm looking at like a whole bunch of definitions. Let me give you the definition. One is in the plural. It says rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, gods. Then two is in the plural intensive singular meaning, like God, God like one, work or special possession of God, and the true God, and then a capital God. You got to be careful when you see God to find out whether or not it's talking about the angels, whether it's talking about men who are rulers, divine ones, or men who belong to God, or the angels that belong to God, or it's talking about the Most High. You can get real confused, right? Read verse 6 for me.
Okay. Verse 6. I have said, Ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. What? You are gods, and you children of the Most High. You see how you could be confused if you don't understand the meaning of what this word is talking about. When you see God all the time, it's not talking about the Most High. Sometimes it's talking about the angels. Sometimes it's talking about the sons of God. Sometimes it's talking about rulers. Right now it's saying, I have said that you are rulers, right? And all of you are the children of the Most High, but you're going to die like men and fall like princes, meaning the Lord was going to take your rulership because you did not do what you were supposed to do. You didn't defend the fatherless. You didn't give to deliver the poor and the needy out of the hand of the wicked, so on and so forth. So that's what this is talking about, but it's using the word God in the same way that you see the word God in 1, but it's talking about the angels and they're reporting back to God with the work that's done. So that council that the Lord is sitting in, the council of the mighty and judging amongst the gods, is the same one that he was sitting in when he was calling all the sons of God to come and tell him what they was going to do to get King Ahab to go and fall at Ramoth Gilead. All right. So this is talking about the angels in Genesis chapter 1. The word of God is coming to the angels, telling them what to do. They are doing it and reporting back to the Most High. And then when you get down to the end, is the Lord giving the order to make them in their image. So they're saying, let us make man in our image, which is they are spirit. They are not physical beings. So people think when they say we made in God's image in the Christian church, that means you look like God, like physically. And that's not what it's talking about. Right. But if you go into the thing of Adam, you'll understand that Adam was here as a man, and then it was placed in him the ability to follow and keep the law, statutes, and commandments because he was a man. He was a living spirit after that time, but he was made in the image of the angels, and they did what they was told. That's why he told them to be fruitful and multiply, subdue the earth. All of these was things that they had to follow. And it wasn't until Genesis chapter 2 when you come into Adam where you have now a man that is given the ability to follow laws and also to be rewarded and given authority over the earth and to become like a God self. All right. Hopefully I've answered the question. Shah, you wanted to add something to that?
No, sir. It was well broken down as well, sir.
All right. Let me see if we got any other ones. If the unbelieving choose to lead them, we are not in bondage in such cases. Oh, Yawasat was giving you some precepts on some more precepts on the unbelieving. If the unbelieving depart, let her depart. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that was what the brother Kanak's question was. He was like, if the unbeliever done departed from one ride, can she have mine? Salakia. Not in her wildest dreams. No, you like that. All right, any other questions? Y'all go ahead and put them in the chat. Nah.
I had
Not no other questions. Shah, you good?
Yeah, I had one, but I was trying to figure out how to I was trying to figure out how to say it.
Go ahead, just ask it.
Okay. Damn. All right. Dealing with the laws of okay, a law, if you have some kind of deformity like uncleanness, like say like uh uh like a boil or rising or anything like that, you are not allowed to do any kind of priesthood, not priesthood, but like you can't go to camp or do nothing like that, or nothing like you can't go to the synagogues or nothing like that, right? To the
You
school.
got to take it to the priest. You have to take it to the priest, because the law was a certain way, for you to not spread certain things. Not spread certain things. It's like cleanliness. It's just making sure it ain't something that is, what's the word they call it? Where you can give it to somebody else. Contagious, right? So it does talk about in the scriptures, but I'm not sure if you just talking about like sometimes people will get something on them that is not contagious. It's like a scar or something, or it comes, maybe they might have burnt themselves or something like that. When you talk about it rising, the best thing to do is to get some counsel on it. But we can go into the law so we can break it down if you would like. Let me see if I can find it real quick. You asking for a friend, huh?
Third party.
Oh man, let me see if I can find it for you real quick. It'd be cool if I had Nishaka here. He do the law class every week. You might know some of this. Let me see.
Because I remember last time I asked
Go to
you
Leviticus. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying so. I remember last time I asked you about some uncleanness that you was telling me, but that was a different uncleanness.
Leviticus 13. Let's go there. It's cool.
Okay.
It's cool. Let me see where we going. Go ahead and go and read verse 1 real quick.
Okay. The book of Leviticus, chapter 13, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, when a man shall have in the skin of his flesh a rising, a scab, or a bright spot, and it be in the skin of his flesh, like the plague of leprosy, then he shall be brought unto Aaron the priest, or unto one of his sons the priest. And the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of the flesh, and when the hair in the plague is turned white, and the plague in sight be deeper than the skin of his flesh, it is a plague of leprosy.
So
the priest,
So basically, you got to take it to the priest. The priest is supposed to look at it and tell you whether it's something that's contagious. The reason why it was important for them to take a look at it is to see, right? Go give me 17 and 18 for the sake of time.
Verse 17. And the priest shall see him, and behold, if the plague be turned into white, then the priest shall pronounce him clean that hath the plague. He is clean. The flesh also, in which, even in the skin thereof, was a boil, and is healed.
So what you would do in today's time is you would go and check it out, go to a doctor, right? And let a doctor tell you whether or not it's something you can give to your brothers and sisters. If they pronounce you clean, it's something that you just have, that's up to you. Then you take it to the priest in today's time, and then they'll allow either tell you clean, you good to go, or they'll say you're not based on what the doctor says. In that time, you would just go straight to the priest.
Okay.
You got it?
Kind of. So
yes.
like
Yes. So like y'all was saying. So that's like chicken pox, monkey pox, stuff like that. Those things are contagious. You would want to stay away from them, and the doctor would tell you to stay away from them. You see what I'm saying? Or back in them days, the priest would tell you to stay away from them. Now you would go and they would say, oh, nah, that's something else going on. You don't want to be around people. Then you would not be allowed to be amongst the congregation.
Kind of.
You got it? Did I answer your question?
Kind of. So the water, Most High in Christ.
All right, Most High in Christ. All right, let me get John chapter 4 real quick. Oh man, who is that? Young man Yashala out of Panama City about to make me pull a Captain Shawoyala.
Okay, so John chapter 4.
Oh man, go ahead.
Chapter 4, verse 1.
Nah, verse 24.
Come.
Go ahead, give me verse 23.
Come. The book of John, chapter 4, verse 23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
All right, so the brother's question is, what does it mean to worship him in spirit and in truth? Anybody know the answer?
And the truth shall set you free. Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Not like as the Christians do. Not like as the people in the church claim they worship the Most High.
That's why he said the truth shall set you free.
Right.
Crazy. I was like, where'd that come from? That is not in the text, right? I was like, what the heck are you talking about? Oh man. All right,
No.
Yeah, so go ahead.
No, I often say, sir, like actually doing what he said, like actually following the laws, statutes, and commandments. And the spirit, like how our King Yahushua showed us how to follow the commandments in the spirit and in the truth, the truthful way, like not just saying but doing.
All right, so give me 1 John 3. I think it's 18. We're gonna run through these real quick. I ain't gonna do a whole bunch of breaking them down. The answer is what Kanak just gave you, and what we said earlier, where we was talking about it's like people try to worship God by like doing certain things in the physical and the natural, and you worship God or you honor God in spirit and the truth is by denying your flesh and serving him spiritually, meaning you do what he says to do. Your obedience to the Most High is the way that you serve him. You don't serve him by going to church on Sunday, by going to Bible study, by giving him all your money, because God don't need money anyway. The only reason the tithes was to pay was to for the priest. It wasn't for God. God didn't need your money. Even the sacrifices that he was taking, right? Sacrifice that he was taking, he didn't eat that. The Lord didn't eat the bullock or the ram. Say that in the song. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Lord don't need that. He was doing it to take something away from you in hopes that you would understand that when you don't do what he say, then you're giving up everything that he's giving you. Right? You got it up?
Kind of. So you said 1 John chapter 3 and 18.
Yeah, what did it say?
My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth.
You see? Yeah, it's something you doing. It's something you do. Give me Matthew 15 and 8 real quick. It's something you got to do. Loving it, worshiping in spirit and truth requires that you do something. And the thing that you do is not doing what you want to do, but doing what God says to do. It's not doing what you feel like doing, but doing what God told you to do. It's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. It's being a brother when you don't feel like being a brother. It's being a good husband when you don't feel like being a good husband, or a good mother, or a good father, or a good wife, or a good sister. Is following after the commandments. Is forgiving when you don't want to forgive. It's how you treat. It's summed up in the Christ by two things: how you treat the Most High, loving the Most High, and not serving idols, not serving money, not serving family members, but serving Him. And then loving your brother with your heart, mind. Those are the two things that you do in order to serve God in spirit and in truth. You got the script?
Kind. Book of Matthew.
Go ahead and read it.
Kind. The book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 8. This people draws nigh to me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is from me. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrine the commandments of men.
Y'all see that, right? In vain, they worship don't mean nothing, because all they teaching is the commandments of men. They're not really teaching people to do what the Lord is saying to do. And there's a difference between doing that and worshiping in spirit and in truth. Actually doing what God said to do. Actually being a brother. Actually going and pulling your neighbor's ass out the ditch, even if it's a Sabbath. You understand? Give me Matthew chapter 7, verse 21. And this will be the last script.
I have it, sir. The book of Matthew.
Firing shots, y'all.
Like you said?
Go ahead. No, y'all was talking in the chat talking about he firing shots. What he talking about? Go ahead.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven.
There's the spirit and the truth right there, right? Not those that's yelling, Lord, Lord, not them that's you know what I'm saying, all out in the public trying to show that they is godly and walking around with a collar on and doing all these different things to try to prove to other people that they are righteous. But it's the people that do the will of my Father which is in heaven. Those are the ones that's going to enter the kingdom. Those are the ones that's doing it in spirit and in truth. All right, go ahead.
Kind. Man, many will say unto me in that day. Oh, it's like verse 23. And then
verse 22, huh? You ain't read that.
Oh, okay. I thought I did. So like you say. Verse 22. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works?
See, this is what the Christian church think. This is what the people think that serving the Lord in spirit and truth means. Casting out devils and prophesying in the name of Jesus and doing many wonderful works. They done great, wonderful things, right? That's what they think. Go to the next one.
Kind. And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you.
What?
I never knew you.
This written in red. What are you talking about? Christ loved everybody. God loved everybody, right? What are we doing? That ain't in the Bible. Read it again.
Kind. Then I will profess unto them, I never knew you.
Now, this the people that's saying, Lord, Lord. This the people that's doing great works. This the people that's prophesying in the name of Jesus. Now, why in the world would Christ say something like that? Keep reading.
Kind. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
That's why. Because they did all of that and it wasn't in the truth, and they wasn't in the spirit. They were working iniquity. They was calling on the Lord and doing all these works, but they never came into the knowledge of the truth. They never did what the Lord said to do. They never did the will of our Father that's in heaven. That's what it means when it talks about that worship in spirit and in truth, and the Lord is seeking those who worship in this. He ain't seeking no show. You know what I'm saying? You can do all the mime dancing you want to do. You can do all the singing. You can do all of the dancing. You can do all of that. You could do all of that. They feed the homeless too. They do all of these things. But do they really serve God the way he intended? And that you serve God by your obedience. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. Hopefully I answered your question. Any other questions?
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, my bad. Khan, I was just gonna ask. Just add to the point that you was making. Like you know, what I'm saying, like the Christ gave Christ gave us like the spirit of the law, meaning the whole vibe of what the law is intended to be. You know what I'm saying, and like you brought out throughout the whole class, you know, the brotherhood and actually doing what the Lord tell you to do. You know what I'm saying? Not only doing it for show or to the letter of the law, but doing it sincerely with faith and knowing that there's a reward behind it. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to, you know, tie that in what you was talking about in the whole class. Sir.
Yeah, Most High Christ. Anything else? Nah. All right, with that, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohanan. We was back in 1969. Now we doing this thing in 2022. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all getting everything squared away for this Passover in North Carolina, August the 1st. I don't got all the information. I'm sure you'll hear a lot about it. Can't wait to see my brothers and sisters there. In the meantime, pay your tithes. If you have any questions, you can call the school. What's the number for the school? 561. Oh man, I always forget. Let me look it up real quick because I want to make sure y'all get it. Anybody that's trying to come into the school, start reporting, doing y'all thing, you know, the way it's supposed to be done. You got to check in. I don't know if we even dropped the thing for the roll, but this ain't the norm. We ain't the normal people that be doing it. I don't think I had it. You got it, Thabashar?
Yeah, kind of. I can drop the sign out if you want me to.
Yeah, do that. Drop the sign out.
That? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the number to the school while the brother gets that is 561-600-8875. 561-600-8875. If we ain't online, you got questions, you know what I'm saying, you need some counsel, whatever the case may be, you call that number. You want to come into the school, actually become a trooper, you got to start wearing all black, you know what I'm saying, pants, shirt, boots, headpiece, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Call that number. You're trying to get into the school, and the brother's gonna drop that link in there, and then we're gonna go ahead and get out of here once we got it. You got it out?
Khan, it's not letting me post it into the comments. I put it in the chat. It allowed me to put it in the chat, and I guess.
Let me see if I can grab it then.
Khan.
Let me see. I didn't even get it out the chat though.
Did you see it, sir?
No, I ain't even let me do it in the chat. Oh yeah, I see it. I see it. Okay. I see what you're talking about.
Khan.
Hold on. Can I copy it? Yeah, I could do it.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know. It's not giving me access to the comments. I can view them, but I can't type into the comments.
Yeah, it do that. What I usually do is when I do it like this, I usually have the actual class right in a window right next to it on the computer. If you're on your phone, it's a little bit harder to do. Yeah, so that's how I was able to do it. All right, so it's in there. Make sure y'all check in. You know what I'm saying? If you're a young man, young woman in the school, you want to go ahead and get your Hebrew name, make sure you're doing that. And you make sure you call that number. And with that, y'all be safe in Florida. Got a little cold out there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all about to show
That was a wild class.
By Shem. Y'all was shy. Till next time, Israel.
Yeah. The white man's the devil.
Yeah.
The white man's the devil.